Welcome to your weekend focus for July the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, 2015. My name is Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. And thank you for all the support you give me each and every day. Now, not what I was expecting for cards, but we got the Seven of Swords as our very first card. Now, the Seven of Swords is, well, keeping your integrity intact. Absolutely. It's almost like we've left the room. We've started going forward, but we return back. So this might be a weekend where we are retracing our steps, we're rethinking things, we're re-strategizing. We're looking at what we really need going forward, what we need to leave behind. And we're re-entering the room here, and there's two swords that we left hanging on the wall. So it's almost, I would have to say, where we are going to, if we allow it, if we meditate on it, if we pray on it, we're going to realize that there are some key components that we need to, in order to go forward. So this isn't, this isn't a weekend where we're going to be taking shortcuts. We are going to be going the long road. We are going to be rethinking. We're going to be reanalyzing exactly what we want going forward and how we are going to actually do that. Now, the next card is the Five of Cups. So this is a lot about hanging on to the things in our life that no longer serve a purpose. This is a card that definitely talks about allowing healing to happen in your life, to move forward, to forgive maybe somebody else, but more often than not, it's just forgiving ourselves. It's realizing that we are where we are because that is where we need to be right now. That there were lessons to learn, there was wisdom to gain. And, with this card here, you could be feeling so down and out. You could be feeling like, how did I end up here? And it was in order to teach you a lesson. It was in order to give you wisdom. And maybe that doesn't have the clarity right now, but it will in the future. I remember listening to a radio show, and I wish I could give them full credit because I enjoyed it so much, but they would ask people to phone in and talk about the worst thing that happened in their life and the best thing that happened in their life. And more often than not, the worst thing that happened in their life was actually the best thing that happened in their life. So, somebody in your world got sick, and therefore you learned about it, or you decided to be somebody who does the marathons now and raises money and raises awareness, or maybe you started a foundation on it. It could be just that you gain knowledge, okay, very much with special needs parents, okay. Now there's a hard road, and when you are given that diagnosis, it's like the world opens up and swallows you whole. But through it, you learn so many lessons, and then you can go out and you can help other people and educate people and make them aware that certain disabilities actually are gifts in disguise. So no matter where you are right now in your life, and no matter how dark maybe it seems, or how many things are going wrong, or things just aren't aligning the right way, take a step back. Take a step back and try to appreciate it rather than fighting against it. Okay, very much you need to go with the flow. You need to find your balance. I mean, we have temperance here. So many times in our life we fight against the current, and we try and strive for what we think our ideal should be of our path and our life, and what should surround us and what shouldn't surround us. And we're so busy fighting against the current that if we went with the flow, it would start to all come together. It would all start to make sense. It would all start to manifest in such a way that it builds us up and gives us strength and gives us a strong foundation. Okay, we have help and healing here. So I think very much this weekend is a lot about healing. And the help, I'm almost getting a sense that what you are going through right now in your life, the wisdom that you are taking in, is there for a very specific reason. And it's to help others. Okay, because truly when we help others, I mean, that's when we get a great empowerment, a great beauty in our lives. When we reach out our hand and we help other people up in the world, and we allow our wisdom and our gifts, our unique talents, to actually raise other people up, to make them strong, to make them courageous, to help them stand on their own feet again. And sometimes it's just a couple of simple words that brighten somebody's day. So I think the help is not necessarily for you this weekend, but you either gaining the wisdom to help others. Are you actually going out there and helping others this weekend? Now, healing. I think a lot of healing can come from allowing our lives to flow rather than fighting against the current. You know, go back to the Seven of Swords here. Okay, this is no shortcuts. This is taking the long route. This is really understanding what we need to learn, need to develop, need to let go of, need to understand fully before we can go forward. Okay, the universe, God, our angels, our spirit guides, are almost got us on a pause. For lack of a better word, we're almost in a pause situation in our life so that we can truly understand, so that we can have the wisdom going forward that we need in order for our empowerment, in order for us to develop special tools that we're going to need going forward. And you don't want to get down the path and then find out that you need those tools and have to come back to this point. So go with the flow this weekend. Take in information, study, research, meditate, pray. Take time out for yourself. And especially if you're going through some hard times or some rocky roads, or there seems to be roadblocks. I mean, that is a very deep indication that you need to take in the information, understand it, and not fight against it, but to go with the flow, to go and gain the understanding, gain the wisdom. What do you need to take forward on your path? What do you need to leave behind? It's so important for you to know that right now. The Five of Cups, you know, what are you holding on to there? It's like you're holding these two cups, and there's all these broken cups in front of you. So you're looking at, you know, maybe the negative, and you need to look at the positive. Or at least flip it around so that you can find the positive hidden within the negative. Because there is positive there. Sometimes we really have to look for it. Sometimes we really have to search for it. But when you see it, the lights go on, the bells and whistles go off, and you understand so clearly what you were supposed to learn, what you were supposed to gain in wisdom, in understanding. And maybe that will allow you to let go of some of those past things in your life, or things that no longer serve a purpose in your life. Things that you're trying to hold on to in order to keep the balance, right? Temperance, keeping the balance. And maybe letting go of those things will actually bring in the true balance that was meant to be, where you're enlightened, you're raised up, that you're empowered and you have that strength. Let's see what the angels have to say for us this weekend, because they always seem to wow us. And this is my confirmation deck. So if I'm missing part of the message, oh, we had a card fly right out. We're going to look at this card here. I mean, it flew out. The Five of Raphael. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. Oh, I love how Spirit works. I got goosebumps reading this one for you. And we're going to put that back in the deck, and we're going to pull out an actual card. But Spirit wants us to know this one so well. Everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. So yes, within every problem, within every situation where you feel like you are being pulled down, or there's grief, or there's sorrow, or there's frustration, you name the negative. I mean, jealousy would be another one. There's 1,001 different emotions that we can feel that pull us down and make us feel in a negative part of our life. But it's finding that positive within. It's the enigma, right? It's the mystery wrapped up, and untangling the mystery of what we're going through, and understanding it in the positive sense, and why it's there, and what it's trying to show us, and what it's trying to bring us to understand. So everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. I don't even want to pick another card. That card was so with what I was saying, but we are going to. I put it back in the deck, and let's find the card that we're actually going to cut. So whatever is pulling you down, look at it. Try and embrace why it's happening. And I know it's very hard. Sometimes we have to back up. Sometimes we have to be the diplomat. Sometimes we have to take ourselves out of the situation to truly understand it. Sometimes we sit there and we scratch our head and we're puzzled. But believe me when I tell you that it might be tomorrow, it might be 6 months down the road, it might be 5 years down the road, that wisdom is going to shine forth and really help you move down your path. And you want that wisdom now. You want to take that wisdom with you. You don't want to have to backtrack to this point in time to learn the wisdom of what you're going through today. Look for that silver lining. And we have the Eight of Raphael. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. A spiritual quest. So definitely follow your intuition. Definitely follow your wisdom. Most definitely. Okay, there is something better, more wonderful, more beautiful, just waiting for you forward. And we just have to really get through this energy of confusion, of not knowing exactly the next move, or wanting to move forward and not being able to, and trying to figure out why. Or if there's certain things happening in your life that's really pulling you down, try and understand why that is happening in your life. Is it to gain wisdom? Is it to gain understanding? You really don't know what tomorrow is going to bring you, and so you might be thrown into a situation this weekend, or you might just be recently thrown into a situation, and it turns your life around. It makes you go into a direction that helps other people, that empowers yourself, that brings a joy to the world. There is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. So follow your gut. Follow your wisdom. Follow your intuition. If it feels right, chances are it's really right for you. And if it feels wrong, then it's wrong. A spiritual quest. I think we're very we can communicate so well. We can tap into the energies of our spirit guides, our angels, of God, the universe. So meditate this weekend. Pray this weekend. Take time just to sit in quiet. Maybe a walk through nature. And allow your mind to drift and see what comes in and see why it comes in and analyze it. And I think it'll give you a great strategy going forward. It'll give you a great understanding going forward. It's going to give you great purpose going forward. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.